So what's more important? Is it diet or is it exercise? Or how much more important is diet than exercise? And how much more important is exercise than diet? Because people say, oh, it's 70% diet and 30% exercise if you want results. But I say it's 100% diet and it's 100% exercise, because you really can't have one without the other. And the reason for that is there are downsides to prioritizing either one of them. If you do a really good job with your diet, but don't do a very good job with your exercise, the things that will go well are your weight management. So if you're trying to lose weight and you're really on top of your diet, you'll likely lose weight. If you're trying to gain weight and you're really on top of your diet, you're likely to gain weight. If you're trying to maintain your weight and you're really on top of your diet, you'll maintain your weight. The other thing that will go well are things like hormone health, skin health, oral health. You're less likely to get sick. You're more likely to sleep well. You're less likely to have digestive issues like constipation or diarrhea or just bloating and things like that. So a diet-only approach is going to get you some benefits, but it also has some downsides. One of them is muscle loss if you're on a weight loss diet. Without exercise, there's nothing stopping you from losing that weight from muscle as well as from fat. The other one is a downturn in your aerobic fitness and metabolic health, meaning that as you eat less, your body will down-regulate your energy expenditure. So you're going to feel tired all the time, and you're going to start breathing less deeply. And if you're on a weight gain diet, you'll gain weight, but none of that weight will go to your muscles. You're just going to put on fat. So what exercise does is it preserves your muscle, it preserves your metabolic health, because you're actually exercising the use of that energy in the form of work rather than just storing it up in your body or signaling to your body that it should do less because it's taking in the form of food. And unless you're very skinny to the point where it's unhealthy, putting more fat on your body is generally not a good aim to have unless you're also working the muscles so that the majority of the weight gain comes from muscle gain and only some has to necessarily come from fat gain as an acceptable side effect of putting muscle on your body. On the other side, with an exercise-only approach, if you're not concentrating on your diet, but you're exercising loads, you come into problems with your ability to repair and recover from the workout. So let's say you are trying to put on muscle, but you're not eating enough and eating enough of the right things. You might be doing all the work, but the body just doesn't have any raw material to repair and rebuild to adapt to the workout that you've been doing. So you don't actually ever put on muscle no matter how hard you work. And then if you're trying to lose weight, but you're not concentrating on your diet, it's very, very difficult to do enough work to offset an ad libitum diet. This means you freely eat whatever you want to eat. Because of the type of food that's out there, calories are not difficult to find in the modern world. And so if you haven't got a strategy to limit those calories when you're on a fat loss journey, you better be doing a lot of exercise if you're going to expect to lose weight and lose fat while you're eating in a not very deliberate way. We're talking hours daily of high intensity work, which very few human beings can keep up. So this is why it's 100% diet and 100% exercise. If you're falling behind with either one of those things, it doesn't matter that you're on point with the other one, because the downsides of taking an approach that prioritizes either one is mitigated by the inclusion of the other. And when people say, oh, what's more important, this or that, it's usually because they're very good at doing one of them, but not very good at doing the other. And they're trying to justify the fact that they haven't been able to be as on point with the one they're not so good at. So remember, the answer to every question is to stop asking questions until you start doing things in the real world. So run the experiment. If you're really good at working out on a regular basis, but you're not so good with your diet, rather than asking, but isn't exercise more important than diet? And on the other hand, if you're very good sticking to a diet, but you're not that enthusiastic about exercise, instead of asking, but isn't it 70% diet, 30% exercise? Just see instead if you can find ways to make it a bit easier for yourself to get good at the one that you're not so good at. And if you have any questions about how to do that exactly, please send them my way and I'll try and answer those questions in a post like this. See ya!